how technology is important, and not only in farming but also in different facets of our society. But I mean, let us connect back to what is happening in Diani, and this is about Connected Kenya. We have our reporter Brian George Otieno joining us all the way from Diani on phone. Brian George, I mean, so far this day one, what is going on down there?
Very good afternoon, Noah. We're here in Diani discussing all things technology at the Connected Kenya conference, which is coming back after 2 years hiatus, really. So the summit really is about looking at opportunities in technology and looking at ways in which technology can be used to make our lives better, given that we've had challenges like COVID-19. And of course, now the delegates here will now just be mapping what are some of the opportunities that are available in the tech world. Remember, Kenya has made a lot of steps with regard to innovation, and particularly last year we saw a lot of fintechs come up. So the question now would be, how do we integrate? The conversations going on are about security, infrastructure. We're talking about things like cybersecurity and how to install infrastructure to secure more Kenyans against cyber attacks, against cyber crimes and the like. But much more on the same is today particularly we have started with two breakout sessions. We are talking about women in technology, which is on the first pod, and then on the other pod we have the county forum, because many counties in Kenya, among the 47 counties that we have established what we call a county ICT map out program. So I'll give a brief of both. So let's start with women, ladies first. So in Women in Tech, we just start for a session where 5 panelists, among them from Safaricom and Ministry of ICT. We've seen Maureen Baka, who is the Chief Administrative Secretary in the ICT department, and of course Esther Koemet, who is the Principal Secretary in the Broadcasting Department of the Ministry of ICT, among other great panelists. The forum is being moderated by a lady from Safaricom who is in charge of Safaricom business. And the call to action really for women to be in charge and also to be part of the technology world is about just inclusivity, to make sure that women are innovating for women, to make sure that women are coming up with solutions that are addressing women issues, be it in justice, be it in e-commerce, be it in areas around beauty and fashion, be it in building, and of course education technology. This is because the panelists were saying that the reason why more women need to be innovating for women is because they understand the women issues better. And so that is the biggest clarion call, the Women in Technology pod. The session has just started, and of course we'll be sitting in to get more insights on the same, and we'll be broadcasting, giving very amazing reports and riveting reports, of course, with regard to this. But that is one of the sessions that is going on today. The other session is about county and counties in technology. And we are looking at the various counties that have mapped out what they really want to do to make sure that those counties are connected to technology. Remember, at some point we had schools closing down. And of course, there are other sectors that have been devolved. We're talking about health sector and so many others. So now the question becomes, how do they make sure that technology is incorporated in some of the service provision, in some of the services that have been devolved to the counties? How do they make sure that the internet is safe for children, even as they use education technology? But most importantly, the infrastructure. We saw Kenya Pipeline Corporation, making or launching fiber optic cables across the country, 450 kilometer fiber optic cables, which are now being connected to the whole country, albeit in the quest to connect as many Kenyans as possible on what they termed as the new oil, as the new black gold, really, which is data and technology. So all these are being discussed right here. And the other thing that is also coming up is about data analytics. We've seen a lot of issues around data security and privacy. And so now those are some of the insights that are coming up here. Just as we close also is that President Uhuru is expected here tomorrow to officially begin the conference. CS Joe Mosheru will also be speaking here later on in the same session tomorrow, when President Uhuru Kenyatta would have given the event a thumbs up. And so that is much of what we have right now.
Lovely. Brian,
yes.
I know you've talked to us about the conference briefly, because I saw you posted on your status very nice photos, you playing golf and having a little bit of fun before you went for that session. Just the overall impact of of now people are meeting in conferences. What do you think this is doing for the tourism sector and also the conferencing sector when they merge together? Briefly.
No, it's a big win for tourism because, yes, we had suffered lockdowns and, of course, the airspaces were blocked out and everything. But now you see the value chain in tourism is gaining much more because some of these COVID restrictions have been eased out. We are no longer wearing masks, so it was easy for so many people to interact easily. Of course, people have been vaccinated, and given the level of people we are addressing at the target market here, it's a bit easier to now access tourism services. We are seeing a rebound of this MICE tourism. We're talking about meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. So it's an acronym called MICE. So we are seeing a revamp of that. We are seeing tourism recovering. This particularly is a conference that is bringing together both domestic and international players in the market. We've seen big players. We are seeing Dell here. We are seeing Tespoc, the German corporation. They're coming in. And so there's a lot of inflow of activity on this side. And the mood is lovely, Noah. We went out for golf in the morning. We're seeing the locals here are really receptive. They're excited that, there's that value chain is being affected in a positive way. And it's a good thing for the tourism industry, Noah.
All right, lovely. Thank you very much, Brian George Otieno, joining us all the way from Diani, Connected Kenya Conference, ongoing all the way for the next few days. He'll be giving us updates just to make sure where we are, we are being updated on where we're going as a country, digitally speaking. At this particular moment, I want us to shift gears and look at the global impact of Russia-Ukraine conflict. And early on, my